Today we'll be doing an hour-long vinyasa flow, and our focus is going to be on heart openers. So opening up our chest center and getting our blood flow pumping throughout the sequence. You won't need any props for today, so whenever you're ready, go ahead and find a nice comfortable shavasana on your mat. Whether that's sitting in easy pose, resting your hands on your knees, or finding a comfortable corpse pose, laying back on your back. Drawing your eyes to a close. Turning your palms facing up to receive energy and palms facing down to keep yourself grounded. Drawing your attention to your breath. Inhaling through your nose and deep exhales through your mouth, letting out all of that stale breath. Nice big inhales filling up your chest and your belly. Exhale, pushing it all out. Taking a moment to set a quick intention for your practice this morning. Whether that be something personal or you'd like to share my intention of staying present throughout the practice. Staying present by remembering to keep your attention on the present moment and not letting your thoughts wander. Not thinking about what you did earlier today or what you still have yet to do. Just focusing on this time dedicated to yourself and your practice. On your next inhale, gently wiggling your fingers and toes, then rolling out your ankles and your wrists, beginning to wake up the body, maybe rocking your head yes or no. Then inhale, raising your arms overhead, reaching with your fingertips, extending your body out long and elongating your spine. Creating as long of a line as you can between your fingertips and your toes. Then with your next inhale, pulling both knees into your chest, grabbing just on the top of your shins and rocking back and forth, massaging your lower spine. Grounding the left foot and straightening out the right, walking your hands up the back of your right calf. Maybe even all the way onto the foot. Pulling that leg down while trying to keep your lower back grounded. Big inhale, then with your exhale, gently rounding your head, neck, and shoulders off the ground, drawing your nose toward your knee. Then releasing your head, neck, and shoulders back down to the ground, placing that ankle on top of your knee and pushing your hip open. Now then twisting both legs over to the left, bringing your arms out into a T, finding this spinal twist here with crossed legs. And coming back through center, grounding both feet this time, drawing your heels as close to your glutes as you can bring them, and then grounding your hands directly beside you, lifting up in your hips and finding a glute bridge here. pressing down through your heels, pressing out with your knees, then slowly lowering yourself down, one vertebrae at a time, maybe rocking those knees back and forth. And with your next exhale, lifting up again. Staying here, or this time maybe interlacing your hands underneath your back and rolling your hips up higher. By interlacing your hands behind your back, you're able to get up higher onto your shoulder blades, making it easier to lift your hips higher. And after 3 breaths, gently rolling yourself back down. This time keeping the right foot grounded and straightening the left leg, walking your hands up the back of your left leg, feeling a stretch through the back of the hamstring. Walking up your calf, maybe coming onto your foot, but still trying to keep your lower back grounded. Maybe gently working to straighten or bend the leg. Pulses here might feel good on the hamstrings. Inhale, then with your next exhale, lifting your head, neck, and shoulders towards your knee. Then lowering them all the way back down, taking that ankle toward your right knee, letting your hip fall open wide. Maybe gently pushing on the inside of the left thigh. And then giving yourself a spinal twist, dropping both legs to the right side. Arms come out into a T, gazes over your left arm. Big inhales here to lengthen the spine. Exhales as you deepen your twist. And coming back through center, drawing both knees into your chest again, and taking your knees out wide. Rocking your knees back and forth between out wide and bringing them back together. Just finding some range of motion in our hip joints. Moving slowly and gently with your body. And then bringing our knees back to close. Lower back is firmly grounded, straightening the legs and coming to legs up the wall. Feet are flexed, isolating the hamstrings. Letting this pose relax and decompress your lower back. And slowly lowering both legs down to the ground, engaging your core. Inhaling both arms up overhead, giving yourself another good morning free stretch, whatever feels good to you here while you're laying down. Then interlacing your hands above your head, but releasing your thumb and pointer fingers. Inhale, then exhale, swinging your arms up, coming all the way up to an easy, to a seated pose. Then exhale, forward folding over your legs. Letting the weight of your torso just melt you into this stretch. And coming into an easy seated position. Inhaling your arms up overhead. Exhale, open your chest toward the ceiling. Cactus, bend your arms. Gaze is toward the ceiling. Inhale your arms back up straight. Then exhale, open your heart center. One last time. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, open your heart center, squeezing your shoulder blades, opening your chest. Good. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward folding over both legs. Rocking back and forth here. And slowly coming up one vertebrae at a time. Inhaling both arms up, dropping the left hand and reaching to the left with your right. Gaze is underneath your arm toward the ceiling, really working to turn that chest open, using your grounded hand for leverage to twist your chest open toward the ceiling. Inhale back to your center, exhale, grounding the right hand, left arm reaches, again pushing into the ground to open up your chest, gazes toward the ceiling. Inhale, both arms come up, interlacing your fingertips, hands come in front of you, palms are facing away, rounding your upper back, pushing your shoulder blades apart, drawing your chin toward your chest. Inhale, arms come all the way up, and reaching as far back as you can go with your hands, opening up your shoulders while they're still interlaced. And releasing your hands and interlacing them behind your back. Lifting your gaze, opening your chest, and lifting through your palms. Maybe leaning back slightly so that you're able to open your heart center toward the ceiling while lifting your palms. Good, taking your hands interlaced in front again, pushing them away. Pushing your shoulder blades out. Inhale, palms come up overhead, opening your chest. Then behind, inhale, exhale, interlacing your fingers behind you, opening up your chest. Good, we'll move through that one more time. Hands are interlaced in front, flip your palms, push away. Rounding the shoulder blades, drawing your chin towards your chest. Inhale. Arms lift, gaze lift, chest opens toward the ceiling, shoulder blades are drawing together, armpits are opening up. Then taking your hands behind you, interlacing your palms behind you, lifting up through your palms, opening your heart toward the ceiling, gaze is lifted towards the ceiling. Good, releasing, drawing your hands to your knees, hands are facing down. So keep yourself grounded and up to receive energy, closing your eyes. Inhale, pulling your shoulders up towards your ears, shoulder shrugs. Exhale, bringing them down, back and around. Moving at your own pace here, closing your eyes and doing 5 really deep shoulder shrugs, getting full range of motion, lengthening through your spine as you shrug up. And drawing your shoulder blades back and together as you come down and around and exhale. So moving through 5 of these, following at your own pace and breath, meeting me at a neutral spine, relaxed shoulders whenever you are finished. After your 5th breath, inhaling both arms up overhead and exhale, gentle forward fold over both crossed legs. Relaxing the head in between your hands and arms. Rolling back up, taking both hands behind your head. Gently pressing your chin down towards your chest, feeling a stretch through the back of the neck and spine. Then rolling your head around to the right, ear comes to your right shoulder, feeling a stretch through the left side of your neck. Left hand comes directly next to you. You can walk your fingertips away to find length in the spine and the outside of the neck. Not the spine. Good, then rolling your neck down and back through center. Then left ear draws towards your left shoulder. Right arm can come directly next to you. Fingertips walking away to find length in the right side of the neck. Good. Then rolling your head back to neutral, doing 5 circles with the neck to the right. Moving as slow and controlled as you can. Be careful as you're lifting your gaze up toward the ceiling. Not moving too quickly or rigid in your movements. 5 circles to the right, and then continue with 5 circles to the left. Good. Whenever you're ready, rolling over your knees and coming into a tabletop position. Hands are directly under your shoulders. Fingertips are spread out wide, pushing down into your mat. Shoulder blades are pressing up. Knees are hip distance. And the tops of your feet are pressing into the floor. Engaging your core here. Feeling how active this pose can be when you're engaging your muscles and not just being relaxed in the pose. Good. Now first dropping your belly for cow. Gaze lifts, back arches, tailbone is lifting. Then inhale, or then exhale, finding your cat. Your back rounds, pushing down through your palms. Tailbone is tucked under. Navel is drawing up and in towards your spine. Inhale, cat pose. Exhale, cow. Moving through your cat-cows, following your own rhythm of breath. Trying to exaggerate these movements and get full range of motion out of the spine. But then dropping your hips back, coming into a child's pose. Gently resting your forehead on the mat, reaching your hands long. Inhaling the chest all the way up, coming onto your knees. Hips are above your ankles. Walking your hands back behind you and opening up your chest. Gaze is toward the ceiling, pressing into your palms to further open your chest. Then keeping the left hand grounded, lifting the right and reaching back with the right, giving yourself a gentle back bend. Good, grounding that right hand. And then switching sides, reaching with the left. Good, and back through center. Coming in to your tabletop again, then untucking your back toes, finding your down dog, pedaling out your feet here in down dog. Alternating, dropping your right and left ankles. Maybe bending the knees to draw your lower torso closer to your thighs and letting your chest drop closer towards the space underneath you. In your down dog, pushing through all 10 fingers, engaging your whole hands and not just your palms. Then inhale, gaze is looking up towards your fingertips, coming onto your toes. Slowly walking your feet forward all the way up to meet your hands, finding a sloppy forward fold. Feet can be a little wider than hip distance. Grabbing opposite elbows, rocking yourself back and forth. Rocking yourself back and forth, letting the weight of your torso pull you down deeper into the stretch. Then inhale, halfway lift, straightening out the spine, all the way through the crown of the head. Exhale, deepen your fold. And inhale, slowly rolling yourself up one vertebrae at a time, rolling your shoulders down and back. Palms facing up. Inhale, arms come overhead. Exhale, baby back bend, opening up the chest toward the ceiling, pressing your hips forward, squeezing the glutes, and inhaling your chest up. Exhale again, baby back bend, opening your chest, cactus arms bending through your elbows. Inhaling back up. Exhale, last time, baby back bend. Good, inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands come through heart center. Inhale, halfway lift, straightening out the spine. Exhale, deepen your fold. Grounding your hands and stepping back to high plank. Taking your vinyasa from your high plank or from down on your knees. Lowering yourself down, keeping your elbows in tight. Then pushing up through upward facing dog. Gentle bend in the elbows to protect your joints. Squeezing your shoulder blades together. Opening up your chest toward the space in front of you. Gaze is to the ceiling. Maybe looking over your right and left shoulders. And untucking the toes, lifting with the hips first, coming up and back into another down dog, pedaling out your feet, spending 5 breaths here in your down dog, thinking about making a small adjustment with each breath. You know what feels good to you. Moving, listening to your body, knowing where to press. If you need it in your heels, if you need it through your palms and through your shoulders. Whatever feels good to you. After your 5th breath, lifting your gaze, looking up at your fingers, walking your feet forward to meet your hands. Finding your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, straightening out the spine. Exhale, deepen your fold. Inhale, slowly rolling yourself up one vertebrae at a time. Arms raise overhead. Exhale, baby back bend. Inhale, lift. Exhale, baby back bend. Inhale, lift. Hands come to heart center. Dropping into our chair pose. Bending your knees, tucking your tailbone down and under, engaging the core, rolling your shoulder blades back. Pinky fingers are in. Toes, big toes are touching, heels may be slightly separated, zipping up your thighs. Exhale, forward fold, hinging at the hips. Inhale, halfway lift, straightening out the spine. Exhale, deepen your fold. Then grounding your hands, stepping back to your high plank. Lowering yourself down through chaturanga, either from your high plank or from your knees. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Immediately in your down dog, centering your left foot, kicking back and up with your right. Then sweeping that right foot through between your hands. Once your foot is between your hands, you want to make sure your knee is directly over your ankle. And then back heel drops and spins down. Inhale, coming up, finding your warrior one. Hips are squared to the front of your mat. Warrior one, finish your exhale. Sinking into that lunge. Then lowering your hands to either side of your foot, stepping that right foot back, moving through an optional vinyasa or meeting me in down dog. This time in your down dog, immediately centering your right foot, kicking your left foot up and back. Left foot steps through. Checking your alignment, knee is directly over your ankle, right heel spins down. Inhale, coming up to warrior one. Hips are squared to the top of your mat. Big exhale, sinking into that lunge. Lowering your hands down, stepping that left foot back, moving through one more vinyasa, optional, or meeting me in down dog. From your down dog, taking 5 deep recovery breaths. After your 5th breath, walking your feet forward to meet your hands, finding a nice sloppy forward fold. And hanging out here in forward fold just for a moment. Inhale, halfway lift, straightening out your spine. Exhale, deepen your fold. Inhale, slowly raising yourself up, 1 vertebrae at a time. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, baby back bend, pushing your hips forward, opening your chest. Again, inhale, exhale, baby back bend, bending your arms, cactus arms. Last time, inhale, exhale, baby back bend. Lowering your hips, sinking into your chair pose, opening your heart up. Squeezing your legs, tucking your tailbone down and under. Then taking your hands behind your back, interlacing your palms, lifting up in those palms, opening your heart center. Good, straightening the legs, hinging at the hips, keeping your hands interlaced, and lowering them down towards the floor in front of you as you forward fold. Leaning forward in your toes as you fold. Not letting all the weight sink into your heels. And then releasing your hands, grounding your hands. Stepping your feet back. And then drawing your knees to the ground. Knees come to the outside edges of your mat. Toes come to touch. And hips sink down and back. Both arms come to your side. Inhale them all the way up. Exhale, right arm grounds, left arm reaches. Chest is open toward the ceiling. Using that right arm as an anchor to open up your chest toward the ceiling. Switching sides, left arm grounds, right arm reaches. Again, using that leverage to open up your chest. Slight twist here with our heart opener. Good, then reaching both hands behind you. Preferably fingertips are facing toward your body. Then pressing into those palms, opening up your chest toward the ceiling. Gazes up toward the ceiling. Good, right arm stays grounded, left arm reaches. Holding here or having the option to lift slightly into your hips. Pressing your hips up and forward. You'll feel a big back bend here. Then lowering the hips down. Left arm reaches back. Right arm reaches toward the ceiling. Hips can reach. You're feeling a pull through the front of the thighs. Good. This time bringing our knees back to closed. Reaching back with our right hand again. Left arm reaches. Holding here, having the option to lift your hips. Lowering down. Left arm grounds, right arm reaches. Again, optional lift of the hips. Then lowering back down. Interlacing your palms behind your back, opening up your chest. Forward folding over your knees. Lifting through your palms. Then relaxing and finding a child's pose. Reconnecting with your breath here. Inhale, lifting the chest back up whenever you're ready. Coming on to your knees in a tabletop. And bringing that right foot between your hands, finding a low lunge. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, lifting through the hips. Inhale, then exhale, bending into that low lunge. opening your heart center, bending your arms, cactus arms. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, deepen your stretch. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, deepen your stretch. Big arch in your back, really sinking into the left hip flexor, maybe even reaching your hands down towards the floor. Holding here for just a moment. And inhale, lifting back up in your chest, taking your hands and interlacing them behind you, lowering your chest to the inside of your right knee, lifting through your palms. Inhale, coming back up. We'll take these same arm variations from standing crescent. So having the option to stay down on your knee if being up on both feet is too intense for you. Heavy bend in that right knee. Inhaling your arms up. Exhale, opening the heart center, bending, sinking into the lunge. Inhale, up. Exhale, sink. Inhale up, last time. Exhale, sink. While you're in your lowest variation, taking your hands behind your back, you can drop your back heel for this one, but you still want to have your hips square to the front of your mat like warrior one. Interlacing your palms behind your back, lowering your chest toward the instep of that thigh, humbled warrior. Squeezing your inner thighs towards each other, engaging the glutes, pressing down through all 10 big toes. If your back heel is down, pressing down through the outside of that left foot. Then grounding your hands, lowering that knee, holding here, or having the option to reach back with your right hand toward your back foot and giving yourself a quad stretch. Good. Releasing that back foot, grounding your hands, stepping your knees back together, walking your hands away from you, lowering your chest, finding puppy pose. Slowly rolling yourself forward, finding a laying down pose on your stomach. Rolling over onto your right side. From here, left arm reaches back and around toward that right hand, seeing if you can interlace your hands, grab on and lift through your shoulders. But maybe taking that left knee and dropping it back and around to deepen your stretch. Good, rolling back onto your stomach, then over onto the left side body. Right arm reaches up toward the ceiling and back towards that left hand. Holding here or bending the right knee and stepping your foot behind you. Opening up your chest just a little bit further. Then coming back through center, taking your palms directly underneath your shoulders, lifting up, coming into cobra. And then lowering yourself down, but coming around in a circular motion through the left, sliding over on to the right and back up. Moving in a circular motion to the left, down and around and back up. We'll do this 3 to 5 times, moving at your own pace. So inhale as you come up, exhale as you go down. Bending through your elbows as you come down. After 5, on one side, push back, finding a quick child's pose, relieving the lower back. 5 deep exhales here in your child's pose. And then sliding yourself all the way back forward, inhaling your chest up. This time we'll do 5 circles, moving around to the right. So lowering yourself down, bending through your elbows, pushing back up. Again, lowering down and around for 3 to 5, circling to the right this time. Really opening up your chest, sinking into your lower back. Good. After your 5th breath, pushing back into a tabletop position, moving through some cat-cows. Just finding mobility in the spine again. Working with your breath. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Engaging the core. Good, then stepping that left foot between your hands, finding a low lunge on your left side, checking with your alignment. Knee is directly over your ankle. Inhaling your chest up. Coming all the way up, so your torso is directly over your waist. Then exhale, bending your arms, arching your back, lifting your gaze, cactus arms. Inhale up. Exhale, deepen your lunge, lifting your gaze, opening your heart center. Inhale. And then exhale, deepening that stretch. Good, staying here, taking your hands behind you, interlacing your fingers. Then lowering your chest toward that space to the right of your leg. Lowering, lowering, lowering your chest as you're lifting through your palms. And inhale, coming all the way back up. We'll take that same variation from standing. Remember, you can still stay on your knees if that is more comfortable for you. Inhaling your arms overhead. Working to straighten this back leg. Big bend in that left knee. Shoulders are stacked directly over your waist. Inhale, then exhale, gentle back bend, sinking into that lunge, crescent lunge. Inhale up, exhale, deepen your lunge. Inhale up. Last time, exhale, deepen that lunge. Taking your hands behind your back, opening up your chest to heart center. Exhale. Forward folding, humbled warrior. You can drop the back foot. Pressing down through all 10 toes and down through the outside of the left foot. Then lowering your hands, stepping your left foot back to meet your right, finding a high plank. Then shifting your hips up, coming into down dog. Pedaling out your feet here, walking your feet forward to meet your hands and taking your feet wide. Toes are out at a 45-degree angle, hips sink down and back. Good. Palms are pressing into each other. Elbows are pressing into your knees, lifting tall through your spine, finding your Malasana squat. Then grounding your right hand, reaching with your left. Coming back through center, palms come to touch. Left arm grounds, right arm reaches. Then again, back through center. Squeezing your glutes, engaging your legs here. Again, right arm grounds, left arm reaches. Staying here, having the option to go for the bind. If you're going for the bind, thumbs are both pointed down as you reach your right hand and bend it back and around. Left arm comes to meet it. Gaze is up toward the ceiling. 3 breaths here. And then a release, coming back through center. Palms come to touch. Left arm grounds this time. Right arm reaches, squeezing your glutes, pressing out with your knees actively, even while you're elbows are not pushing for you. Staying here or having the option to go for the bind. If you're going for the bind, thumbs are pointed down, reaching yourself down and around. Gaze is toward the ceiling. Good, releasing your bind. Hands come behind you and making your way onto your glutes. Bases of your feet come to touch. Hands are still behind you. Fingertips are facing your body, pressing down through those hands, lifting your gaze toward the ceiling, opening up your chest. Drawing your knees to close, taking your feet about hip distance apart. Hands are underneath your shoulders, grounding through your heels and lifting up in your hips, finding reverse tabletop. Holding here for 3 to 5 breaths. Challenging yourself to stay a little bit longer than what would normally be comfortable for you. Engaging that core, opening up your heart, and lowering yourself down. Having the option to take that same reverse tabletop again, or sending your legs out long and trying it with straight legs. So if your feet are out long, you're going to be balancing on your heel, and as you lift your hips, your toes come to touch. So grounding down through your palms, lifting in your hips, opening up your heart center, pointing your toes, squeezing your glutes as you're lifting up, holding here for 3 to 5 breaths. And remember, you can still take that reverse tabletop with bent knees too. Great job, slowly lowering yourself down, staying controlled. Inhaling your arms up overhead. You're rocking to the right or rocking to the left. Stretching out those hands. Maybe you're giving yourself some rotations of the wrist. Big inhale, straightening the spine, sitting up as tall as you can. Then exhale, forward folding, but keeping your spine straight. So only going as far as you can into your forward fold with a totally straight spine. Once you've gone as far as you can with your straight spine, then relaxing, rounding your upper back, dropping your gaze, finding your forward fold. Inhale, slowly coming up, pulling your right knee into your chest, crossing that right leg across your left, pulling your knee in tight, rocking back and forth with it. And opening up your hip. Left arm reaches down the left leg, right arm reaches toward the ceiling. Then grounding your right hand behind you. Left arm reaches up and back. Staying here, having the option to come onto that left knee, lifting into your hips. Might need to scoot your feet just a little bit closer together, making small adjustments based on how you're positioned. And lowering down in the hips, reaching to that left foot again. Maybe turning both shoulders so they're square to the left foot. Finding a forward fold over the left leg. Relaxing your shoulders. Inhale with your exhale, letting yourself melt down deeper into the stretch. And then taking that reverse heart opener one more time. So placing your right hand behind you. Reaching with your left, opening up your heart. Staying here or having the option to lift into your hips. Opening up your chest. back bend. And slowly and controlled, lowering yourself down, bringing both of your legs together again, inhaling your arms up, exhale, forward fold over both legs. Inhale, this time left knee pulls into the chest, rocking it back and forth, crossing the left leg over while rocking, feeling it through the outside of the left hip. Good, then bending that left leg and kicking the right out long. Right arm guides down the right leg, left arm reaches. And then right arm plants behind your glute. Or left arm plants behind your glute. Right arm reaches this time. Staying here or having the option to lift up into that knee, pressing your hips forward. Back bend, arching your back, opening up your heart. Again, maybe scooching your feet slightly closer depending on where your body is positioned. And then exhale, sliding it back down, forward folding over that right leg. So turning your shoulders so they're framing your right foot. Inhale, coming back up. Left arm plants behind you, right arm reaches, opening up the heart. Staying here or lifting in the hips. And lowering yourself down. Grounding your hands and coming into a tabletop again. We'll find pigeon pose here, so drawing your right knee toward your right wrist and your left ankle towards your left wrist. Sinking back into your hips while keeping your chest high. Holding here, maybe reaching your arms up overhead. Opening up your chest toward the ceiling. And lowering your hands and finding your deepest variation of pigeon pose. So whether that's maybe just on your palms, or if you're taking it down onto your elbows, or maybe extending your arms all the way out long. Finding somewhere where you can feel relaxed and like you're working your hip at the same time. Inhale, coming all the way back up. Kicking that right leg back to meet the left, this time just taking pigeon on the left side. So left knee comes toward your left wrist, right ankle comes toward your right wrist, sinking your hips down and back. Sitting up in your pigeon here at first, maybe inhaling your arms up overhead, opening up the heart center toward the ceiling. Then lowering your hands down toward the ground, finding your deepest variation of pigeon pose. Whether that's on your elbows or fully extending your arms out long, whatever works for you. Taking 3 to 5 breaths, settling into this pose. After your 5th breath, lowering over your hip and bringing your knees together. Bases of your feet come to touch. Inhale, lengthening your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Rocking back and forth in your shoulders. Then drawing your knees together and rocking back onto your back. Gently rocking yourself back and forth, massaging the spine and lower back. Then pulling your right knee into your chest and sending your left leg out long, rocking that right knee back and forth. And crossing that leg over your body, finding a spinal twist. Arms come out into a T. Having the option to bend that left leg and reach for your ankle, giving yourself a quad stretch. Inhale, coming back through center, pulling in that right knee again. Then switching out your knee that's pulled into your chest. So left knee comes in, right leg extends, rocking that left leg back and forth. And crossing that left knee over your body. Arms come out into a T. Optional bending your right leg, grabbing it with your left hand, giving yourself a quad stretch in this spinal twist. Deep inhales and exhales. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, deepen your twist. And then releasing your legs. Coming back, finding your corpse pose. Closing down your eyes, letting your feet span out wide. Palms are facing up to receive energy or down to stay grounded. Taking up as much space on your mat as you need. Reconnecting with your breath. Noticing how open you might feel after today's practice. Were you present with yourself throughout practice? Were you open to trying new things? Reflect on your practice without any criticism, and just thank your body for making an effort today. Thank your body for spending this time dedicated to yourself, no matter what your reflection of your practice was. Any movement is wonderful. Taking this time to absorb the last hour. Finding yourself present with your breath. Whenever you're ready, gently starting to wiggle your fingers and toes. Starting to wake up your body if you are feeling ready for it. Otherwise, staying in Shavasana for as long as you need. If you're ready to continue waking up, inhaling your arms overhead, then rolling over onto the right side of your body, resting your head on your arm, then slowly making yourself up to an easy seated pose. Bring your hands to your thighs, inhaling your shoulders up, shoulders shrugs, exhale down and back. 2 more times, inhale, up, exhale down and back. Last time, inhale all the way up, exhale down and back. Bringing your hands to heart center, bowing your head, closing your eyes. Thank you for sharing practice with me today. The light and love inside of me honors the light and love inside of you. In sharing these things, we are united, we are the same, and we are one. Namaste.